Okay, hello, this is Kevin Dye with Dye Painting. It is Sunday. I try to take care of a lot of my bids and so forth on Sunday. I love the three colors. So I like this a lot. I like that green. It kind of offsets a little bit. So I'll just kind of do a quick rundown of what we do and what I see. Some of the things I do see is that if we were the company that will paint this property, I would like to maybe take this board right here and have that match, so that we're not always busy, so that we're not so it matches. It seems like this trim board out here is painted, yeah, so I probably want to bring that board into the color, and I'd probably suggest taking this board into that color, just so when you pull up you don't even notice. But with that said, my little personal opinion to ruin the video. So with that said, this is what we do. We show up, we strip the house of all lights, any hose, any tools, wood is covered, obviously. We try to make sure we can clean, and then we pressure wash. And we pressure wash, we use the proper pressure washer. The whole idea is you don't want to use too much PSI. There's no need to chew the wood up. I see that all the time. There's no need to use standard pressure washer, nothing exciting. And then after everything is cleaned, we give it a day to dry, and then we actually start prepping. So for us, our prepping includes everything. Every line is caulked. Every line is caulked. The seams all the way around, all these guys are caulked. It's very important. I think, just to seal this building up, I mean, like this seam right here has never been caulked in, and we caulk that stuff in, every bit. We use primer in a can on stuff like that, so we'll prime that to paint that into the building, so that we know we have a good situation. The deck appears to be pretty good. Railings obviously would need it. This guy right here would obviously need it. This is probably where you're talking about, where you're getting splashback. And that's what's doing that. So what I use a primer called Kelbond Ultra and M&M Peel Stop. A mouthful for you. But this product is amazing. It actually goes on and it fills all this checking. So all this bare wood is checking. When you have all those cracks, for us, our terminology, that's checking. So we want that to not be able to have water go in it, because when water goes in it, the paint fails. So we deal with this all the time. Not a big deal at all. Not even in the slightest. So a lot of checking, but we'll handle all that. So with the prep, all the prep that we do, it'll take a good day or two to really prep this place properly. And that is like try to get rid of all the checking on all the wood. We really want the appearance of new wood as if it's been dipped. That's very important for us. So yeah, this deck looks like it was recently stained, so I won't even put that on the bid, but it will be properly covered, so that like we are not in a situation where we're getting paint on it. And I know you guys had some issues and had some stain on it, so you probably already figured you're painting the place, so you might as well stain it to the best of your ability. I've done this same house maybe 50-60 times, the same style. So we already kind of have a set price on what we do on these. This one will definitely need a lot of prep. Not a big deal, nothing out of the ordinary. We'll even address that big crack up there. I can maybe push that back in and put a brace in there. Again, we try to make the place like brand new. This was a tough job next door. We ended up with 3 coats of stain on that building, and I suggested that we go darker, and they did not want to. But it's still, I guess it still looks pretty good. But you're gonna have some fascia work up there, just scraping, a lot of scraping. Pretty easy stuff for the most part. None of this is out of the ordinary. We can match all of your colors, and that's not a big deal either. All doors will be done. I use the Dunn Edwards. The paint that I use is the Dunn Edwards Velvet, so there's a little bit of a sheen, but we don't want it to be super shiny, but we want it to repel water. I want to try to get the longest amount of time we can out of this. Another big thing I see up here is we actually take these rocks and we trench them back. So we pull them all back so that we can paint that stem wall, and then when we're done we push all the rocks back. Yeah, we've done a whole bunch of these style houses, and these are one of my favorites because we kind of figure out what ladders we need, and your house is relatively flat, so that's a nice thing too. Gutters can stay that color. If you are interested in having us paint the gutters, we can do those as well. That's not a big deal. We paint these new gutters all the time. So what we usually do on them is we paint, where's the downspout? We paint the wall and the downspout together, and then we do the gutter, whatever the trim color you would like. So we can match that trim color. And we use a oil-based primer for that, so it will not flake, it will not fall off, guaranteed. And so that way people can actually get their gutters taken to their trim color, so it doesn't seem like you've got 4 colors up there, which isn't a big deal. So a lot of areas like this where we had stain that actually got on the paint, we just wipe that with a thinner rag prior to paint to make sure. All walls are done with a velvet. All doors and so forth are done with a semi-gloss, just for easy cleaning and so forth, just to make your life a little easier. We also like to usually take these plates and paint those in as well to the body color, so they kind of camouflage a little bit and kind of have a nice look. None of this stuff is out of the ordinary. The railing, might need to replace that one right there, but if that is the case, just let us know. I have a wood like that on my truck that it's not a big deal. We often will replace that stuff on our own accord and not even charge the homeowner, just because of the fact that it's there. So let's just get it out of the truck, and that's why we carry it. I like the anchor bolt. These guys are pretty easy. A lot of work, a lot of prep though. When we do these, someone else had obviously already done it too, but we caulk all these into. Main idea is to try to get everything as sealed up as possible, so you have less chance of you just have less chance of the water getting behind it and figuring out all the checking and all that stuff. So that's where we're at. Hopefully I wasn't talking too fast or shaking the camera around. I've got 4 of these today. So usually on Sundays after church I go do the video work and try to get everybody up and running on what we do. A big thing too I didn't mention as well is these posts right here. On the outsides of those posts, they get hit pretty good. So we make sure to use that Kelbon Ultra peel stop. And we make sure to really kind of goop those up nice so that that's where you're going to get water in there. So we don't want that. So that is what we do. Like I said, on this hillside, you do get a nice little bit of sun over here. So we go back and forth. We've done these houses all through the winter. I mean, February, March, all depending. There might even be a time in this November, what have you. So I usually like to get people on schedule, and then kind of when the weather says go, we go. And if the weather does not, we do not. You just go on the list as number 2 or 5 or what have you, and as soon as we can start. This is a 1-week job. We do not screw around. We do 1 house a week. If we are not done with our house on Friday, we work on Saturdays. And if we are not done, we go to Monday, and you will know ahead of time. If we actually, if we're contracted to do the job, you will know ahead of time what day we will be there. We do not screw around with that either. Once we are on your house, we only work on your house. We do not spread our jobs out. I do not try to spread jobs into 2 or 3 weeks. If we're on your house, this is where we are at. We don't come here on Monday and then go somewhere else on Tuesday, then come back on Wednesday after lunch. We are only here until this job is completed. And that's a very important aspect to us as well. We need to make sure that everything we have contracted is completed in a timely manner. So, well, that's it. Not the most exciting video you'll see, but that's pretty much what we do. So hopefully this finds you guys well. Thank you, and I'll send this over today. Bye.